I once read a passage from publication Food in the Time of War by Daniela Vesani, Natasha Pelzoni, and Laura Morcaldi that perfectly captures an experience many of us can relate to. I used to have a snack, so to speak, because I was in boarding school. Back then, they gave us cod liver oil, which was considered very beneficial for children. It contained essential vitamins and had nutritional properties that supported bone growth and overall health. In those days, food was scarce. We children took the oil gladly, even though it tasted terrible, because immediately afterward we were given a piece of bread. Drinking the oil meant earning that small reward. That was our breakfast. Hi, and welcome back to Olive Oil Drops, the first podcast entirely dedicated to olive oil and olives. This podcast is created by Marco Antonucci. This is his English version. I'm Milena. Now, this passage introduces today's podcast topic. Does cod liver really contain an oil that benefits children? As the name suggests, cod liver oil is derived from the liver of the codfish. Growing up in the 70s, many of us were familiar with cod liver oil in the form of soft gel capsules. Often a teacher or a family member would encourage parents to buy these so-called pearls, which we were expected to swallow before or after meals. Swallowing them was essential because chewing released an awful taste that lingered on in mouth and throat and nose, an experience I can only describe as horrific. We were also told that chewing the capsules would make them ineffective, and as children we believed it. I always had my doubts about these supplements, just as I did about fluoride tablets for teeth, mercury chromium remedies for ketosis, which later on I learned was not a disease, and other grandmother's remedies that we endured in the name of growing up healthy. Like all children of that era, I followed the instructions of adults because there was no alternative. At the time, cod liver oil was primarily used to prevent and treat rickets, a bone-softening disease caused by deficiency in calcium or vitamin D. Unfortunately, despite the generations of children who consume gallons of this oil, the Medical Endocrinologists Association reports that rickets is still present and often underestimated today. Now, today, modern medicine offers effective treatments for the condition. While cod liver oil in capsule form has fallen out of favor, it has recently regained popularity due to its high nutritional value. It is particularly rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids, including omega-3s such as alpha-linoleic acid, eicosapentaenoic acid, and docosahexaenoic acid. These essential fatty acids play a crucial role in overall health, yet the body cannot produce them independently, requiring us to obtain them through our diet. So while the days of reluctantly swallowing cod liver oil capsule may be behind us, the benefits of this nutrient-rich oil remain undeniable. Scientific research indicates that cod liver oil may help reduce blood triglycerides and blood pressure, as well as decrease urinary protein levels in individuals with diabetes-related kidney issues. This has led manufacturers to promote its potential pain-relieving, anti-inflammatory, and anticoagulant properties. It is increasingly marketed as remedy for high cholesterol, triglycerides, diabetes-related kidney problems, high blood pressure, heart disease, arthritis, depression, lupus, glaucoma, and otitis. But the European Food Safety Authority has not approved any claims supporting these proposed benefits. In fact, it has explicitly rejected claims that cod liver oil benefits skin and joint health. Taking cod liver oil without medical supervision could enhance the effects of blood pressure-lowering drugs, anticoagulants, and anti-clotting agents due to its potential to lower blood pressure and slow blood clotting. Reported side effects include belching, bad breath, heartburn, nosebleeds, an increased risk of bleeding, nausea, and excessive accumulation of vitamins A and D. Cod liver oil is not recommended during pregnancy or lactation due to potential risk associated with excessive vitamin intake. In the past, cod liver oil was made by filling wooden barrels with cod liver and seawater, allowing the mixture to ferment for about a year. The oil would rise to the surface and be collected. Today, production methods have significantly improved. Distillation at a reduced evaporation temperature is now used to remove the free fatty acids, heavy metals, colored compounds, and other impurities, resulting in a purer product with a higher omega-3 content than what we had in childhood. The production process involves several steps, considering that the average weight of a cod liver is 2.5% of the whole fish, and its oil content is around 30%, yielding approximately 15 to 16 milliliters of oil per kilogram of cod. So the steps are deacidification, which eliminates free fatty acids resulting from triglycerides breakdown due to oxidation. Ethyl esterification and concentration, the oil is treated with non-aqueous ethanol and a catalyst to obtain fatty acid ethyl esters. Advanced molecular distillation, a high vacuum process lowers the boiling point of ethyl esters, allowing the separation of long-chain from short-chain fatty acids. This enables the production of oils with different omega-3 concentrations and ratios. Fractionation, which removes saturated fats. Urea filtration serves to form inclusion complexes with saturated and monounsaturated fatty acids, which are then filtered out, resulting in a higher omega-3 concentration. Decolorization removes pigments and oxidation compounds using decolorizing earth, which absorbs these impurities and are filtered out. If the oil contains high levels of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, activated carbon is added to eliminate them. Deodorization. The oil is exposed to steam under vacuum conditions for a short period to remove volatile components responsible for its strong taste and odor. Addition of vitamin E. Antioxidants in the form of natural tocopherols are often added in compliance with legal requirements. As a result of this process, 100 grams of cod liver oil typically contains 23 grams of saturated fat, 47 grams of monounsaturated fat, 23 grams of polyunsaturated fat, including omega-3s such as eicosapentaenoic acid and docosahexaenoic acid. It is important to remember that there are alternative natural foods that are richer in omega-3 than fish, which can be consumed without any chemical processing. These include, for instance, egg yolk, pistachios, pumpkin seeds, almonds, sesame seeds, fresh and dry walnuts, and, of course, olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil in particular contains between 3 and 20% omega-3. If you need to know more, you can check podcast 8. These fats, commonly classified as omega-3 and omega-6 based on the position of their double bonds, degrade easily if exposed to light, heat, and air. Linoleic acid and linolenic acid, the two most common polyunsaturated fats in extra virgin olive oil, exist in an optimal ratio of 10:1. Recent studies suggest that high levels of omega-3 in the blood can reduce the risk of heart attack by 65%, while omega-6 may lower it up to 85%. Omega-6 contributes to reducing bad cholesterol levels, while omega-3 has antiarrhythmic, anti-inflammatory, and anti-clotting properties. Unlike cod liver oil, extra virgin olive oils that contain at least 5 milligrams of hydroxytyrosol and its derivatives, leuropin and tyrosol per 20 grams, can legally be labeled with the claim olive oil polyphenols contribute to the protection of blood lipids from oxidative stress. The beneficial effect is obtained with a daily intake of 20 grams of olive oil. Oils containing at least 80 milligrams of alpha tocopherol per kilogram can carry the claim source of vitamin E. Vitamin E contributes to the protection of cells from oxidative stress. If you want to know more about it, you can go back to the podcast 40. And if you wish to ask us questions, you can do so either by email, oliveoildrops@gmail.com, website www.oliveoildrops.com, where you can also find text of this podcast, both in Italian and English, or a comment space of the podcast platform you have been using and to which you can subscribe free of charge. Thank you for listening.